Hello there. Diversity is a beautiful thing. It is like dealing with organized chaos. People, their values, their language, music choices are also different. And yet, the world population of billions function in tandem towards development and a better future on planet Earth. Diversity has its pros and cons, and it can lead to unnecessary inequality and injustice and societal biases. Although political expression of a social difference is possible and sometimes quite desirable in a democratic system. So let's talk about the three pillars that are the foundation of social divisions and inequalities of human civilizations. We are going to discuss this chapter only with respect to India, a land where culture, people and language change with every 15 kilometers. We also question whether different expressions based on these differences are healthy or otherwise for a democracy like ours. Shall we begin? Cool. So let's start with the first pillar, that is gender, and how it relates to politics. Let us begin with the gender division. Now, this form of hierarchical social division is seen everywhere, but it is rarely recognized in the study of politics. Gender division is considered as natural and unchangeable. However, it is not based on biology but on social expectations and stereotypes. Now, there's a certain way in which the Indian society thinks or has its own beliefs, at least the majority of us. Boys and girls are brought up to believe that women are meant to work at home and do daily chores, while men are supposed to work and earn for the family. And this leads to sexual division of labor in most families. But what does this term mean? Sexual division of labor is a system in which all work inside the home is either done by the women of the family or organized by them through domestic helpers. Now, women take care of cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, tailoring, looking after the children, while men do all the work outside the home. But the funny part is when these jobs generate income, men do not hesitate to take them up. Have you seen how the tailors or chefs are men? So while these activities become household chores performed by females inside the four walls of the home, the moment this is performed outside to earn money, they become professions. The next thing that I am going to talk about has probably been the Indian society's biggest pain point for many years. In many parts of India, people want to have sons to carry on the family name. Now we know that sex determination of an unborn fetus is illegal in India. Despite this, people find ways to terminate the pregnancy of a woman if she is carrying a girl child. This is known as femalefeticide. Let's look at some numbers. Take a look at this map. Here, now the sex-selective abortion led to a decline in the number of boy and girl child ratio. This means that the number of girl children per 1,000 boys dropped in the country. You can see in the map that according to the 2014 census, girl child population dropped to a mere 914 per 1,000 boys. What's even more startling is that the ratio has fallen below 850 and even 800 in some parts of the country. Other than these incidents, there are reports of various kinds of harassments, exploitation and violence against women. I will conclude this video now, but I will leave you with a question. Do you think that women could have made the gains we noted in this video if the unequal and unjust treatment that they were subjected to was not raised in the political domain? Think about it. Also, next time we will look at the second pillar that formed the base of social division, and that is religion.
Tutormate. For more amazing video lectures, download the free app on Apple App Store or Google Play Store,